Feel this. Every thought you've ever had, every fleeting spark of brilliance, every quiet moment of clarity grinds against you like a blade honed too sharp. The sharper your mind, the deeper it cuts. You see patterns others miss, connections that weave through the chaos of existence. And yet, instead of triumph, there's only a hollow ache. The more you understand, the heavier the air becomes, as if truth itself is a weight you were never meant to bear. This isn't a nightmare. It's a possibility Arthur Schopenhauer, the philosopher of pessimism, insisted was our reality. Intelligence, he argued, is no gift. It's a curse dressed as a blessing, a relentless tormentor that strips away the comforts of ignorance. But why would the very tool that lifts us above the beast be the same one that drags us into despair? What if the mind's greatest strength is also its cruelest betrayal? Picture yourself standing at the edge of a cliff, peering into a void that doesn't just swallow light, it devours hope. Below, the unthinking masses trudge through life, blind to the abyss, content in their dull simplicity. They don't ask why the stars burn, or why suffering clings to every breath. They don't need to. Meanwhile, you gifted or cursed with a restless intellect can't look away. Every question spawns another. Each answer unravels a new wound. Schopenhauer saw this as the human condition magnified. The smarter you are, the more you see, and the more you see, the less you can escape. Is this clarity worth the price? Or is it a cosmic joke, where the punchline is your own misery? Now feel the tension coil inside you. What if he's right? What if the pursuit of wisdom, the hunger for meaning, is a trap, a labyrinth with no exit, where every turn reveals more shadows? You've been taught intelligence is power, a lantern in the dark. But what if it's a flame that only burns you? The paradox gnaws at your core. The ignorant sleep soundly while the wise lie awake, haunted by truths they can't unlearn. Why does knowing more feel like losing more? Why does the mind, so adept at solving riddles, falter when faced with its own existence? Schopenhauer didn't just pose these questions. He lived them, and he dared us to stare into the same abyss. So here you stand, teetering on the edge of a revelation too vast to grasp, yet too urgent to ignore. If intelligence brings only suffering, what does that say about you? About the very act of reading this now? Hold that thought, that shiver of unease. Something deeper lies beneath this curse, something hidden in the roots of your own psyche, waiting to be unearthed. Are you ready to dig? You've felt it now, the weight of that restless mind, the way it pulls you apart even as it stitches the world together. But where does this suffering come from? Why does intelligence, the crown jewel of human evolution, twist into a thorn that pierces deeper with every insight? Schopenhauer didn't just lament this paradox. He dissected it, tracing it back to a brutal truth. The mind is a slave to an insatiable force he called the will. This isn't willpower or ambition. It's a blind, relentless drive, a hunger that gnaws at your core, demanding satisfaction it can never find. The sharper your intellect, the clearer you see this trap, and the more powerless you feel to escape it. Think of it like this. You're a prisoner in a cell of your own making. The will whispers, desires love, success, meaning, and your intelligence scrambles to fulfill them, mapping out plans, chasing horizons. But every victory turns to ash. The lover leaves, the triumph fades, the meaning dissolves into more questions. Carl Jung might call this the shadow, the unseen force lurking beneath your conscious mind, sabotaging every step. Schopenhauer saw it as the essence of life itself, a cosmic engine that thrives on want, not fulfillment. The dull-minded don't notice. They plod along, sated by bread and distractions. But you see the strings, and the puppet master is a tyrant with no face. Nietzsche, Schopenhauer's rebellious heir, wrestled with this too. He screamed into the void, urging you to forge your own meaning, to become the Übermensch. Yet even he couldn't deny the cost, the isolation, the exhaustion of staring into a godless abyss. Intelligence amplifies this. It's a magnifying glass held to the sun, burning through illusions until all that's left is raw, searing reality. Jean-Paul Sartre would nod here, his existential nausea creeping in. The more you know, the more you're free, and the more that freedom feels like a sentence. You're condemned to see the absurdity, to feel the weight of a world that doesn't care. Psychologically, this isn't abstract. Your brain is wired for survival, not truth. It craves patterns, rewards, certainty, yet intelligence pushes you beyond that, into the chaos where certainty dies. Viktor Frankl, who clawed meaning from the ashes of Auschwitz, might argue you can endure this by choosing purpose. But Schopenhauer scoffs. Purpose is just another delusion, a bandage on a wound that never heals. The will keeps bleeding through, and your mind, cursed with clarity, can't look away. Society doesn't help. It worships intellect, feeds you platitudes about progress, but never warns you of the toll. You're praised for thinking deeply, then left to drown in the depths alone. Feel that tension now, tightening like a noose. This isn't just philosophy, it's your life, mirrored in every sleepless night, every unanswered why. The smarter you are, the more you're trapped in this cycle, seeing too much, wanting too much, suffering too much. And yet, there's more. This hidden force doesn't just torment you, it reshapes everything around you, silently bending your reality into something you never signed up for. What happens when you can't unsee it? What happens when the consequences creep into every corner of your existence, unnoticed until it's too late? The ground beneath you is shifting. Can you feel it? You're standing on that shifting ground now, the cracks spreading beneath your feet, and you can't shake the feeling that something's been stolen from you. Schopenhauer's curse, the suffering of intelligence, doesn't just live in your head. It seeps into every corner of your world, reshaping it in ways you never agreed to. The more you see, the more you lose, and the worst part? You didn't even notice it happening. This isn't loud, dramatic agony. It's a quiet erosion, a slow bleed that carves canyons through your life while you're busy solving the next puzzle. What are these unseen consequences? They're the shadows cast by your own brilliance, and they're darker than you think. Start with your mind itself. Neuroscience backs this up. The hyperactive intellect, always scanning, analyzing, predicting, trips over itself. Cognitive biases twist your clarity. Confirmation bias makes you cling to bleak truths. The availability heuristic floods you with memories of pain over joy. Your brain, built to keep you alive, wasn't designed for this relentless introspection. Studies show higher IQs correlate with anxiety, depression, even insomnia. Your neurons firing too fast, too long, until rest feels like a foreign language. Schopenhauer didn't need data. He felt it, the will driving you to question, to dissect, until every moment of peace unravels into doubt. You're not just thinking, you're drowning in thought. Then, there's the world outside. You see through the masks society's platitudes, the hollow cheer of progress, the lies people tell themselves to sleep at night. But what's the cost? Connection phrase. The unthinking laugh at simple joys while you stand apart, unable to join them. Aldous Huxley warned of this in Brave New World. The price of awareness is isolation. You're too awake for the soma of distraction, too sharp for the herd's comfort. Friends drift, conversations stall. How do you relate when your reality feels like a different planet? The smarter you are, the lonelier the room gets. And no one tells you that brilliance can feel like exile. Culturally, it's worse. You're conditioned to chase knowledge, to make a difference. But the deeper you dig, the more futile it seems. Every system, politics, religion, even science, reveals its flaws under your gaze, and the will keeps pushing you to fix it, to understand it, to fight it. Exhaustion sets in. Burnout isn't just a buzzword. It's the inevitable crash of a mind that can't stop. Schopenhauer saw this as life's cruel design. The intelligent suffer because they can't not see the brokenness, and the world punishes them for it. You're trapped in a paradox, too aware to give up, too aware to keep going. Feel the urgency now, the way it claws at you. These consequences aren't abstract. They're your days slipping away, your relationships thinning, your sanity fraying at the edges. Intelligence doesn't just hurt. It rewires your reality into a cage you didn't build. But what if there's a way out? What if this trap, this silent thief, can be undone? The ground's still trembling, but something's rising. A spark, a defiance, a chance to turn the curse into something else. You're not there yet, but it's close. You've seen the cage now, the way intelligence locks you in, the way it poisons your days with its own clarity. But what if you could turn the key? What if Schopenhauer's curse isn't the final word, but a challenge? a gauntlet thrown down by existence itself. You're not doomed to suffer under this weight. You can rebel against it, twist it into something fierce and alive. This isn't about escaping the will or silencing your mind. That's impossible. It's about staring into the abyss and making it blink. The rebellion starts here, and it's not what you expect. First, ditch the lie you've been sold. That understanding must end in despair. Schopenhauer saw the will as a tyrant, but what if you stop fighting it and ride it instead? Think of Nietzsche again. He took Schopenhauer's pessimism and forged it into a hammer. His Übermensch doesn't cower, it creates. You can too. Your intelligence isn't a burden, it's a weapon. Stop chasing answers that satisfy the will's endless hunger and start crafting your own. Meaning isn't found, it's made. Pick a purpose. Any purpose builds something. Love someone, defy the chaos, and wield your mind like a blade to carve it into reality. The suffering doesn't vanish, but it bends to your will. History backs this up. Look at Viktor Frankl, staring down hell in the camps, refusing to let the will break him. He didn't deny suffering, he redefined it, choosing to find purpose in the ashes. Or take Socrates, drinking hemlock with a smirk, owning his truth to the end. These weren't men who outsmarted pain. They outmaneuvered it. You can too. Stop analyzing the trap and start breaking the bars. Your mind sees the flaws in everything. Use that. See the flaw in Schopenhauer's own logic. If intelligence only brings suffering, why does it also spark defiance, art, revolution? There's power in that paradox, and it's yours to claim. Psychologically, this is a shift in the frame. Cognitive reframing. Therapists love it, but it's ancient. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your intelligence amplifies the will's noise, but it can also amplify your control. Train it. Meditate, not to quiet the storm, but to stand in its eye. Journal, not to wallow, but to map your rebellion. Act, not to solve the unsolvable, but to prove you're still here. The will wants you to want. Let it want what you choose. It's counterintuitive, freedom through discipline, but it works because it's yours. Feel that shift now. The ground steadying beneath you. You're not a victim of your own brilliance anymore. You're its master. The suffering, it's still there, but it's fuel now, not chains. You're discovering something revolutionary. Intelligence doesn't have to be a curse if you refuse to let it be. This isn't the end of the fight. It's the beginning of a new one, a better one. And there's more coming, a deeper truth waiting to crown this rebellion. You've broken free. But what happens when you see what's on the other side? You've clawed your way out of the cage, bloodied but unbowed. And now you stand on the other side, breathing air that feels different, sharper, heavier, alive. The rebellion worked. You've turned Schopenhauer's curse into a weapon, a fire you control. But there's one last step, one final revelation that doesn't just free you, it redefines you. This isn't about escaping suffering or mastering it. It's about seeing through it, past it, into a truth so vast it makes the struggle itself look small. Are you ready? Because once you grasp this, there's no going back. Here it is. Intelligence doesn't bring suffering because it's a curse. It brings suffering because it's a mirror. It shows you the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. And that reflection cuts because you're human. Schopenhauer stopped there, staring at the will's ugly face, declaring at the end. But he missed the deeper layer. The mirror doesn't just reveal pain, it reveals you. The suffering isn't the point, it's the signal. Every pang of clarity, every sleepless night, every unraveling question, they're not punishments. They're proof you're alive, proof you're more than the blind drive he obsessed over. The ultimate truth is this. Your intelligence isn't a burden to bear. It's a window to something infinite. And the suffering is just the price of looking through it. Think about that. The will pushes you to want, to chase, to ache. But your mind, your cursed, brilliant mind, can see beyond it. Jung might call this the self, the core that transcends the shadow. Sartre might frame it as freedom's final frontier. Even Schopenhauer, in his bleakest moments, hinted at it when he spoke of art and contemplation as fleeting escapes. But it's not fleeting, it's constant, if you dare to claim it. You're not trapped by the will, You're bigger than it. The suffering comes because you're brushing against something eternal, a glimpse of the sublime, the raw, unfiltered pulse of existence. Ignorance can't touch that. Only you can. This changes everything. Those unseen consequences, the isolation, the burnout, the weight, they're not failures. They're battle scars from wrestling with the infinite. The rebellion wasn't just defiance. It was a step toward this. You don't need to outrun the pain or rewrite the world. You need to stand in it, see it for what it is, a signpost to your own depth. The paradigm shifts here. Intelligence isn't suffering's cause. It's suffering's witness. And through that witness, you become something more. Not a slave, not a victim, but a seer, a creator, a force. Now picture this. The cliff's edge again. The void below, the stars above. You're not falling, you're flying. The air bites. The questions still burn, but they don't own you. You own them. Schopenhauer was half-right intelligence wounds, but he never saw the healing in the wound, the power in the scar. Reflect on that. Act on it. Let it haunt you, not with despair, but with wonder. What will you do with this mirror, this window, this truth? The world's still broken. The will still hungers. But you're awake in a way no one else can be. Step forward. The abyss is waiting, and this time, it's yours to command.